Hello dear creative soulmates, welcome to today's tutorial. How are you all doing? Hope you all are doing great. How is family? How is work? Hope everything is moving on smooth. Alright, in today's video, I'll be taking you through on how to draft a basic bodice half scale block. A basic bodice half scale block. If you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, tap on the notification bell so you can be notified each time I upload a new video. Also like this video if you find it helpful. Share to your fellow creative soulmates, and also don't forget to drop your comments below. If you have questions, suggestions, or even a tutorial request, without wasting much of your time, let's dive right in. So soulmates, these are the materials we'll be working with in our class today. And like you can see, we have our marker, we have our scissors, we have our straight ruler and our armhole curve. Our straight ruler and armhole curve. We have our tape. We have our office pin in case we need it. You have your office pin, and like I said, we have our armhole curve, and these are the measurements we'll be working with. These are the measurements we'll be working with. Can you see? Our basic bodice measurements for half scale. So the measurements we'll be working with, we have our front length, which is 17 inches, back length, which is 15 inches, we have shoulder to shoulder, which is 14 inches, and we have our bust circumference 34 inches. We have bust point, which is 9.5. We have our bust pan, which is our nipple to nipple, is 7 inches. We have shoulder to under bust, which is 13 inches, and we have waist circumference, which is 30 inches. So come along while we do the drafting together. So the first thing we'll be doing is to divide our pattern paper into two. We'll measure the width of our pattern paper, the wideness of our pattern paper, then we divide into two. That's for our front panel and our back panel. Here I have 29. So we are going to divide 29 into 2. That's 14.5. These are 14.5 here. These are 14.5. So mark it. So we use our straight ruler to connect the lines. So we have our front panel and our back panel. So this will be for our front, then this will be for our back. So we'll be doing the two alongside each other. So the first thing we'll be doing is to take our front length and our back length. And like I said earlier, our front length here is 17. Can you see it? Our front length here is 17 and our back length is 15. So from here we'll take our front length. This is 17 already. Can you see it? This is 17. Then so we have to take our 15 inches for our back length. This 15. So connect with our straight ruler. So taking our front length measurement, this from here to here is 17 inches. From here to here is 17 inches. Can you see? Then our back length measurement is 15. Up you can see it's 15 inches. So under bust measurement. That's from shoulder to under bust. And we'll also take our bust point measurement. That's the bust point that we're working with is 9.5. Can you see? 9.5. And our shoulder to under bust is 13 inches. So that's what we are going to mark now. 9.5 for our bust point. You had ½ inch for the seam allowance, making it 10. This is our 10. Then our under bust, shoulder to under bust, 13 inches plus ½ inch. That's 13.5. This is our 13.5. So mark it straight like that. 9.5 our bust point plus ½ inch, making 10. 13 inches for our under bust plus ½ inch, making 13.5. So this is our bust point. This is our bust point. Shoulder to nipple measurement. This is our shoulder to nipple measurement. And this is our under bust. Make sure you always cross-check your measurements. Make sure you always cross-check your measurements to avoid mistakes. So this is our bust point and our under bust. This is our waistline. The next one we'll be doing now is to get our chest line. You can decide to go up by 2 inches. That's from your bust point. You can decide to go up by 2 inches or 3 inches. For the calculation, you divide your bust circumference into 6. And to do that, let me use this rough paper. Let me use this rough paper to do it. Our bust circumference that we are working with in this tutorial is 34. Can you see it? 34. The bust circumference we are working with is 34 inches. So 34 inches divided by 6. That will give us 5.6. 34 divided by 6 will give us 5.6. Your own might be 38 divided by 6. If your bust circumference is 38, you divide it by 6. If your bust circumference is 40, you divide it by 6. If your bust circumference is 42, you divide it by 6. If your bust circumference is 20, divide it by 6. What you get plus 1.5. So yeah, I'm going to convert this to 6 inches. I'm going to approximate it to 6 inches, then plus 1.5. That is 7.5. So can you see it? To get our chest line measurement, bust divided by 6 give you your answer, then your answer plus 1.5. Bust divided by 6 equals to your answer. Your answer plus 1.5 will give you what you will use for your chest line measurement. Or better still, this is option 1. Or better still, from your bust point, you come up by 2 inches. You come up by 2 inches, you can't go beyond 3 inches. So, but for this tutorial, we'll be working with this. We'll be working with this 7.5. So we are going to measure our 7.5 from the top. We'll measure our 7.5 from the top to get our chest line measurement. 7.5. This is my 7.5. You measure your 7.5 from the top to get your chest line measurement. So I'm going to connect the line. I'm going to connect it to a straight ruler. You do it across the back. You do it across the back. Don't stop at the front alone. You do it across the back. 7.5. I hope you can see what I'm doing. So connect Write it with your chest line, bust line, anyone. Can either call it bust line or chest line. So this is our chest line, this is our bust point, this is our under bust, this is our waist. Do you understand it to that point? So the next thing we are going to do to get our neck wideness, we want to take out our neck wideness. To get that, you are going to divide your bust by 12. Bust divided by 12. Can you see? To get neck wideness, bust divided by 12. That is the way you get your neck wideness. So the bust we are working with in this tutorial is 34 divided by 12. We have 2.8. 34 divided by 12 is 2.8. We have to approximate it to make it 3. So plus 1 inch, we have 4. Do you understand? To get our neck wideness, we need bust divided by 12, and the bust we are working with in this tutorial is 34 inches. The bust we are working with in this tutorial is 34 inches. So 34 divided by 12, we have 2.8. So this 2.8, we approximated it to get 3. So 3 plus 1 inch give us 4. So that's the 4 inches what we'll be using for our neck wideness. I hope you understand. 4 inch, we're marking 4 inch for our neck wideness. This is our 4 inch. Then, depending on how you want it to come down, but for this tutorial we're using 4 by 4. 4 by 4. Then I will use my curve ruler to mark, to bring out the curve like this. Can you see? What we use for the front is what we're going to use for the back, 4 by 4. But before we do that for the back, we are going to mark out our zip allowance, our zipper allowance. We mark it out, our zipper allowance, and that will be 1 inch. We mark out our zipper allowance, that will be 1 inch for the back. Sorry, to mark out. This line is for our zipper allowance. So can you see it? This is our zipper allowance, 1 inch for our zipper allowance. Can you see? 1 inch for zipper allowance. Then from there we'll mark out our 4 inches neck wideness. Now we are not starting from the edge of the pattern paper because we've already marked out our zipper allowance. So we are going to start from the line of our zipper allowance to mark our 4 inches. So this is our 4 inches wideness. Then for the depth, we use 4 inches. So we use our pattern paper, our pattern ruler, our curve ruler, sorry, to mark it out. Can you see? The curve ruler. Together, that is for our back. Then for the next thing we are going to do is to mark out our shoulder to shoulder, measurement, our shoulder to shoulder measurement. Shoulder to shoulder measurement is 14 inches. So this 14 inches, we are going to divide it by 2. If we divide 14 inches by 2, it will give us 7 inches. So we are going to add half inch for our seam allowance, half inch to join our shoulder, half inch for the joining of our shoulder. So 14 divided by 2 will give us 7. So 7 plus half inch plus 0.5, that is 7.5. So 7.5 is what we'll be using for our shoulder measurement. And to take your shoulder measurement, start from your neck, from here, from the center front. Start from the center front to mark the 7.5. This is our 7.5. Then we'll come to our chest line and mark 7.5. Then use your straight ruler to connect. And you see, use your straight ruler to connect. Then we are going to do the same thing to the back. We measure our 7.5. We measure our 7.5 for our shoulder to shoulder measurement. 7.5. Mind you, we are not starting from our zip allowance. We are not starting from our center back, because we've marked out 1 inch for zipper allowance. So we'll start from the line of our zipper allowance. So we are marking 7.5 for our shoulder to shoulder measurement. Then we'll come to your chest line. Come to your chest line and mark 7.5 also. Mark 7.5. Yeah. Then use our straight ruler. Now, from here, we are going to slant it. But before we slant it, we mark out 1.5. We mark out 1.5 inch. 1.5 inch. This is it. Yeah. We mark out 1.5 inch. This is our 1.5. Mark out 1.5. My tape has issue, that's why I'm using this one to mark it. So you mark out 1.5. These are 1.5. These are 1.5. Then for the back, you mark 1 inch. For the back, you mark 1 inch. And use your ruler. Draw this line. I use what I'm doing. Use your ruler to draw this line. For the back, use your ruler. So put our tape like this. From the slant we generated, from this slant line, we put our tape like this. So what we have left is 6 inches. This neck, this slant line, we'll measure to our chest line. What we have is divided by 2. We have 6 inches here. 6 inches divided by 2, we have 3 inches. These are our midpoint. From this 3 inches, you come out by 3/4. Let's use 3/4. No, by 3/4. These are 3/4. Then we use our curve ruler. Place your curve like this. Can you see the way I place my curve? Can you see the way I place my curve? You place your curve like this. Can you see it? You place your curve like this. Then this is how you place your curve. Then you mark out your armhole. Curve out your armhole. Can you see? This is our armhole. Then for the back, we divide this by 2. We have 6.5 here, so we have 3.25. We have 6.5 here, so we have 3.25. So we have 6.25 here, so our midpoint here will be 3.25. Do you understand? Our midpoint will be 3.25. Then from here we'll come in by half inch. We'll come in by half inch. Generate our arm curve. Like this, we are going to place our I place my curve ruler. Can you see? Place your curve ruler like this. So, can you see that? Can you see our basic bodice pattern is coming out gradually? It's coming out gradually. Now, the next thing we are going to do is to get our nipple to nipple measurement. Our nipple to nipple measurement is 7 inches. 7 inches divided by 2 will give you 3.5 plus half inch for seam allowance will give you 4 inches. This is our 4 inches here. This is our 4 inches here. Then I'm going to create out my dart. I'm going to mark out my dart, and my dart I will be taking half inch for my dart. Half inch. I'm taking half inch for my dart. This is half inch, and all together making 1 inch. Can you see? All together making 1 inch. So I'll be marking it up. Now listen, you can decide to bring your dart leg up to this bust point, but to avoid a pointy bust point, to avoid this side from being pointy, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. I'm going to come down by 1 inch. This is my 1 inch. So I'll be taking my dart leg up to this 1 inch. That's what we are going to do now. Look at that to the 1 inch. Can you see? Then what we did here, we are going to do the same thing to the back. Divide our bust span measurement into 2, which gave us 3.5 plus half inch for seam allowance, which gave us 4 inch. So we are going to do it here. Then just straight ruler. Then we mark out our dart, half inch, half inch to the other side. Then connect to our chest line. Now, note the reason why I did not do it the way we did it here. I did not come down by 1 inch is because this is back. We don't have breast at the back, you get. So we can decide to take our dart up to our chest line. That will only make our back to have more fitting. Yes, to make our back to have more fitting. So that is that for the back. Then coming back to the front bodies. We are going to mark out our underburst dart. So the difference between front length and back length is 2 inches. If you take your front measurement, your front length measurement and your back length measurement, the difference between your front length and your back length is what you are going to use for your underburst dart. Now we have 2 inch difference from this measurement we are using for this tutorial. Our front length is 17 inches, our back length is 15 inches. 17 minus 15 will give us 2. What we have left will be 2 inches. Then that 2 inches from our bust point. Can you see what I'm from our bust point? You come down by 2 inches. from our bust point come down by 2 inches. Can you see? From our bust point come down by 2 inches, and from that, from your that here, you come out by 1/4 inch. You come out by 1/4 inch. Then you take your ruler and you create that slant line like this. Can you see? So this is our underburst dart. This is our underburst dart. The difference between your front length and your back length is what you will mark here. Do you understand? So, and here you come out by 1/4 inch. You can decide to come out by 1/2 inch, but I'm coming out by 1/4 inch here. Then you connect with your ruler. Now we are almost done with the class. Don't forget to drop your comments in the comment section below. If there is any question you would like to ask regarding this tutorial, have a video tutorial request you want to make, let us know in the comment section below. And don't forget to share this video to your fellow creative soulmates. Share it to anyone you feel this video will be of help to. So to continue with our tutorial, now we are going to take our bust circumference, our waist circumference. Now our bust circumference is 34. You divide your bust circumference by 4. For this class, our bust circumference is 34. So 34 divided by 4 will give us 8.5. 8.5. This is my 8.5. Then we come to the waistline. Our waistline for this tutorial, our waist circumference is 30 inches. Can you see 30 inches? So 30 inches divided by 4 will give us 7.5. We are going to insert our 7.5 here. This is our 7.5. Then we'll connect with our ruler. I want to correct something. Before you insert your underbust measurements, your underbust dart, before you insert, make sure you insert your bust circumference and your waist circumference to get this line. Then it is on this line that you will mark out, you insert your underbust dart measurement. Then connect it to 1/4 inch. This is not useful, so sorry about that. Okay, I hope you understand like this. I'm sorry for this. Now we are almost done with the class. Then for the back, we're also going to do the same thing. The back, we're going to insert our bust and waist measurements. We have 8.5 for our bust measurements, 8.5 for our bust measurements, and we have 7.5 for our waist measurements. We have 7.5 for our waist measurements. Then, do you understand? So for this tutorial, we'll be adding 2 inches as our seam allowance. 2 inches as our seam allowance. Now that 2 inches, 1 inch is for our dart, then 1 inch is for joining of our front and back pattern. That is how we come about 2 inches for our seam allowance. So we are going to connect our. So we'll do the same thing for the back. We add 2 inches for our seam allowance. We add 2 inches for our seam allowance. We are going to shape our back pattern. We are going to shape our back bodice pattern, and to do that, you come in by ½ inch from your waistline, then you take it, you create a slant from your waistline to your neck measurement. This is to give the center back a shape, like to make it lay properly. I hope you understand what I just explained. From your waistline, come in by ½ inch, take it straight, create a slant line to your neck measurement. Or before I go, let me cut out this pattern so you can see what we have. Let me cut out this pattern so you can see what we have. So this is what we have for our front and back panel. Can you see? This is what we have for our front and back panel. This is what we have for our front and our back panel. Now, I've cut out my dart, then close up your dart. When you close up your dart, it will match up with the back. Can you see? When you close up your dart, it will match up with the back. Can you see it matches up with the back? Can you see? When you close up your dart, it will match up with the back. You can decide to leave your dart. You can decide to fold in your dart. You can decide to fold in your dart, or better still, cut it out like I did mine. Then, when you are joining, just close it up. Yeah, close it up. Yeah, and you do the same thing with your dart here. Then for the back, you cut out this part. But when you are joining, you will still use 1 inch to join, because you know we've already added the allowance here. We've added all the necessary allowance inside this our seam allowance. So you still use 1 inch to join all through. So when you close your dart, it will match up. The front and back bodies will match up with each other. You get the front and back bodies will match up. So we've come to the end of this class. Please don't forget to like, share, and drop a comment in the comment section below. We'll see you in our next tutorial. Bye.